Raise Media.
रेज मिक्सअप इस कार्यक्रम का प्रायोजक
एजिङ लाइफ केयर प्राली, ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आवास, सुकेधारा, बुढानीलकण्ठ, काठमाडौँ।
मोबाइल नम्बर 9843533925।
एजिङ लाइफ केयर प्राली, पल पल तपाईकै साथमा। फर्स्ट सेगमेन्ट,
केवल 3 प्रश्न। हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ फेमस पियानिस्ट डाक्टर जोन साप्ले। हामीले उहाँसँग यसरी वार्तालाप गरेका छौं। रेज मिक्सअप, वर्ल्ड इज फेसिङ कोरोना कोभिड-19. In your view, how can we go ahead?
That is the world's big question. There is much negative effect from the COVID-19 virus, and that has been inflicted upon all of humanity, there's no doubt. And one consequence is the clear view the world has of massive inequalities, political, sociological, and economic, throughout the globe, and often in places that the world doesn't expect it to be, but it is there. How do we go ahead? To start, we need to practice safe measures not to spread the virus, and of course, eventually a vaccine. This lockdown has been a huge sacrifice, I think most of humanity has made, knowingly, for this cause. Beyond this, let's acknowledge universal suffering that has come about due to the virus, and all that the virus has unleashed. We can extend a helping hand to those in need. Many governments, organizations, and individuals, especially our healthcare workers, are doing just that. We can be grateful and thankful to those who give compassionately and unconditionally. Such is sowing the seeds of humanity's solidarity. I believe that something very positive, very beautiful, is potentially emerging. The living knowledge that we are one humanity, one planet, one consciousness. The COVID-19 pandemic is a wake-up call for humanity, and also for me, to experience a lift in consciousness, one towards ever-increasing, holistic, compassionate state of being. My hope is that we can all move together to a higher level of existence, recognizing the oneness of all things. Let us celebrate our unity through diversity. Though I speak to you now from Singapore, my home, I feel very close to the people of Nepal, and all to the people around the world, and to all living things. We are indeed one. Nevertheless, I feel that COVID-19's windows of positive opportunity to action are short-lived. We must act fast. For example, I believe that the protest against authoritarian suppression and racism that began in the United States, my home country, are a positive example of this. The change begins in our hearts.
As we know that music is a medicine in this lockdown, how online music is helpful?
Music is indeed medicine. And online music is very useful, very helpful. The timing of this lockdown is extraordinary. Had the pandemic risen 20 or even 10 years ago, when online technology and user numbers were far more limited than today, there would be scant online activity today. It is only recently and still in the making that live streaming can achieve reasonable visual and audio fidelity. In fact, the pandemic is pushing the technology and online music usage years beyond what it would have been without the pandemic. In a twist of irony, the pandemic lockdown isolates us, whilst online activities such as music connects us. Are we transcending geography? From a personal note, I am able to continue my music teaching, performing, and composition projects online in spite of the pandemic. Years ago, this would have not been possible. Last week, for example, I was a judge in an online music competition. Each young musician played from their own home, from around the world. As the judges, including myself, and audiences, also from all over the world, watched, all from the privacy of their home. My heart was thrilled and warmed as I watched over 30 young musicians dedicating themselves to the grace of music. We can witness how the human spirit is undaunted and not limited by the physical. We are essentially spiritual beings, and somehow online music making is a reminder.
You are popular in Nepali music industry also. How can we develop Nepali music and how challenge it is?
I've had the great honor and joy of experiencing Nepali music firsthand. From professional and amateur musicians to music students, from street and folk musicians to temple musicians, from pop musicians to classical musicians. The Nepal that I know reverberates with music. I still fondly remember my exciting visit to Nepal during a Tihar festival. The singing and the dancing in the streets was amazing and exhilarating. Music, dance, and life were so intertwined. Of course, for centuries, Nepal music has been developing and is still developing. I personally know a number of Nepali musicians who are creating wonderful music. You poignantly ask how to develop Nepali music and what are the challenges. It's a very humbling question. But here are 4 basic points that are concerned with universals: funding, infrastructure, education. It's true throughout the world. 1, more and deeper funding, government, corporate, or private, to support the wonderful musical flowering from Nepali musicians. This could be in grants, awards, or even jobs. 2, more investment in music education, in public schools, in private teaching, private music schools, and in tertiary music schools, especially at the university level. This includes the importance of well-trained faculty, administrators, and adequate facilities and instruments. It all takes money, of course. 3, building dedicated music performance halls and spaces with good acoustics. 4, and not least of which, creating greater media attention towards music, musicians, and music making, instilling a greater appreciation of music amongst general audiences. As these things come into place, music, because it is the language of the heart and the spirit, will have a more conducive environment to expand, evolve, and thrive. From the Nepali musicians that I know, it feels that such expansion, evolution, and thriving is already happening. Maybe it just needs to be more recognized and rewarded. And that is all about love. Thank you for interviewing me. It reminds me how much I miss Nepal and want to return as soon as possible. Thank you. Namaste.
रेज मिक्सअप इस कार्यक्रमका प्रायोजक
एजिङ लाइफ केयर प्राली, ज्येष्ठ नागरिक आवास, सुकेधारा, बुढानीलकण्ठ, काठमाडौँ।
मोबाइल नम्बर 9843533925।
एजिङ लाइफ केयर प्राली, पल पल तपाईकै साथमा।